for your partner and children, your partner and children can also apply to join you or stay in the UK as your dependent. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, for my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK immigration updates, live in the UK, scholarships in the UK, like everything you can think about the UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, let's quickly dive right into today's video. In this video, I'll be sharing a visa and also a job that will allow you to move to the UK without having to write your IELTS or maybe your ethics if you don't have a degree, or if you're scared of IELTS, or if you've been trying to write IELTS for a long time and you've been unable to pass your IELTS. This particular visa and also the job I'm going to share in this video will enable you to move to the UK without having to sit for IELTS. A lot of people have come back to me regarding their English proficiency. One of the requirements for you to get a UK skilled worker visa, healthcare visa, like any visa that will allow you to come to the UK to work, apart from visiting visa, you need to provide your English proficiency, and you can use either IELTS, UKVI General, or UKVI Academy, or if you are a graduate, you can go through ethics to be able to prove your English. Now, a lot of people that haven't been to university and also have tried to write to pass their IELTS, that have been unable to write their IELTS, been in my inbox, say, Fajira, you just have to share something that will enable us to move to the UK without having to write our IELTS, which is why I'm filming this video. I've actually filmed this video before, I think a year plus. I thought I should film a new one because there has been some slight changes from the last time I filmed it. So I'm going to be talking about the charity worker visa, which is a temporary worker visa that will enable you move to the UK with your family to work. So a site where you can send your CV to see if you'll be lucky. As you can see on my screen, you can apply for a temporary charity worker visa if you want to do unpaid voluntary work for a charity organization. You meet the other eligibility requirements. Now, most charity organizations in the UK, even if they are not going to be paying you hourly, there is an allowance that is given to you. They give you accommodation. Some go as far as paying for your flights. They also give you feeding allowance and so on. So if you want to move to the UK, you can actually move through that route and be yet to look for another job that will pay you fully. But this will help you move to the UK without having to write IELTS and also without having to go pay anybody for your COS, because it's a charity organization, and I don't think any charity organization will come and ask you to pay for a COS. So just as you can see on my screen, you must have a certificate of sponsorship from a licensed employer before you can apply to come to the UK to work on this charity worker or temporary worker visa. The work you do in the UK must relate to the work of your sponsor organization. So it still has to be a charity organization, right? So this is not only for Christians, even Muslims as well. Whether it's a charity organization, a religious center or whatever, and they are able to sponsor you, can come to the UK through that route. Now, on the register of the licensed sponsors list, I would say when you have time, go through it. I'll leave the link in the description. You will see a lot of charity organizations that can sponsor you from overseas. Once you see the Tier 5 worker visa, that's a charity worker visa. How long does it take for you to get the visa? You can apply for a visa up to 3 months before the day you are due to start work in the UK. This date is listed on your certificate of sponsorship, like every other certificate of sponsorship. As part of your application, you will need to prove your identity and provide your document. You may need to allow extra time if you need an appointment to do this. You will find out if you need one when you start your application. I'm just going to go for the eligibility criteria first, then I will go for how much this visa will cost you. Just as you can see on my screen, this is the requirements, all the documents you need to apply for this charity worker visa. And as you can see, there is no IELTS anywhere. So let me take you through that. To be eligible for a temporary charity worker visa, you must have a certificate of sponsorship reference number from your UK sponsor, which is like every other certificate of sponsorship, and have enough money to support yourself in the UK. You will usually need to have at least £1,270 available unless you are exempt. So now, if the certificate of sponsorship you are giving, if the maintenance is ticked, you don't need to show this proof of funds. Some organizations do and some don't tick it. So which in a situation whereby it's not ticked, you will need to have £1,270 in your bank account for a minimum of 28 days. I would always suggest that you keep it for at least 35 days. Now, be 18 or over when you apply. So which means if you're 18 and above, you can apply for the charity worker visa. So you cannot get the visa if you were given a religious worker or charity worker visa in the last year, unless you can prove you were outside the UK for the whole of that time. Your employer must make sure your job meets UK employment law. If your employer does not do this, your application will be refused. So they are definitely going to show that the job you're coming for meets the requirement. So just as you can see on my screen, money to support yourself, you must have at least £1,270 in your bank account to show you can support yourself in the UK. You will need to have the money available for at least 28 days in a row. 28 must be within 31 days of applying for your visa. You will usually need to show proof of funds when you apply, unless either you have been in the UK with a valid visa for at least 12 months, your employer can cover your costs during your first month in the UK, up to £1,270, which is where the maintenance I talked about. If the employer ticks it, then you don't need to show proof of funds. For your partner and children, your partner and children can also apply to join you or stay in the UK as your dependent if they are eligible. So this particular visa allows you to bring your partner and children. It's not amongst one of the visas that was listed recently that you're not allowed to bring your dependents. Just as you can see on my screen, I'm going to take that again. Your partner and children can also apply to join you or stay in the UK as your dependents if they're eligible. So if your partner or child's application is successful, their visa will usually end on the same date as yours. If a child's parents have visas with different expiring dates, the child visa will end on the earlier date. Dependent partner or child is any of the following: your husband, wife, civil partner, or unmarried partner; your child under 18, including if they were born in the UK during your stay; your child over 18 if they are currently in the UK as your dependent. You will need to prove evidence of your relationship to your dependent when you apply for this visa. On this visa, you're allowed to come with your dependent. Nothing has been said about that. So I would suggest that spend enough time to start looking for charity organizations that can sponsor you so you can bring your family as dependents. For you to prove your relationship with your partner, as you can see, you must be able to prove that either you are in a civil partnership or marriage that's recognized in the UK, you've been living together in a relationship for at least 2 years when you apply. For your child, they must live with you unless they are living away from home in full-time education, for example, at a boarding school or a university, not be married or in a civil partnership. You will need to provide evidence of their address, such as a bank statement, credit card bills, driving license, NHS registration document, an official letter from their university or college. So money they need to support themselves. Your partner or children must have a certain amount of money available to support themselves while they are in the UK. You or your partner or child will need £285 for your partner, that's to show proof of funds for your partner, then £315 for one child, £200 for each additional child. So for example, you and your partner or child will need to have £600 to bring your partner and one child with you to the UK. So I'll take that again. For example, you or your partner or child would need to have £600 to bring your partner and one child with you to the UK, and £285 for your partner and £315 for your child. You will also need to have £1,270 to support yourself for your own application. If the maintenance has been ticked by the employer, you won't need to show all of this because they will take it that they will be responsible for that. So with this charity worker visa, even if you're in the UK and you're looking for a switch, you can actually switch to the charity worker visa, and also you can also apply from overseas. It's not restricted. It's not for only those overseas. Even if you're currently in the UK and you want a job in another organization, or if you want to volunteer to work in a charity organization that have got sponsorship, you can switch with your dependents to this visa. So as you can see on my screen, you, your partner or children will each need to pay the application fee, pay the health surcharge, which is usually £624 per year, as that's when I'm filming this video. But from the 16th of January this year, this health surcharge, which is the IHS, is going to increase to £1,035 per person and per year. So Just as you can see, prove you have enough personal savings. Check how much you will need. Visa application fee, as you can see, the application fee for each person applying is £298. The fee is the same whether you are applying from outside the UK or inside the UK. So like I said, that this visa is a visa that you can also apply outside the UK to come work in the charity organization, or if you're currently in the UK on a different category of visa, or if you're a student and you've just graduated and you think your calling is to work in a charity organization, then you can also switch to this visa and work in a charity organization. And you can also bring your dependents if you're on this visa in the UK. There is no restriction at the moment. Nothing has been said about it. So I'll just take you to a charity organization that is currently recruiting charity workers from all over the world. As you can see on my screen, Christian Endeavor Holiday Center. So they are currently looking for volunteers to work with them. Join our team. You can register now. Join our team and volunteer. We welcome people from the UK and around the world at any time of the year to come and join the team serving at our centers in North Wales and Norfolk. Volunteers are invited to join us for between a few weeks up to 1 year. Residential volunteers serve free food and accommodation for the duration of their stay and a small amount of pocket money each week. Frequently asked questions that I would say you should explore and see if any of the questions you've got is answered there. Got any questions you want to ask? Like you all know, I don't work for this organization. I found it during research and I thought I should share with you. So there are some questions that you may ask me that I may not know. I would say contact them directly to find out from them. So once you read through everything and you think it's a role you can fit in, or it is something that you want to do, if you're interested in volunteering with us, please send an expression of interest stating why you are interested in applying to be a volunteer. Include a CV if you have one to this email address you can see on the screen. And all I need you to do is that you should write a very good cover letter. If you're someone who is interested, go search for cover letters online and see how you can write it, including your experience and also your passion and everything, and send to them. And if you're successful, they will get back to you, just like they have said that we will then reply to you and send you all the application details if appropriate. So this is a great opportunity for you. Like they said, that they are currently recruiting volunteers from all over the world, so you can take advantage of this. I didn't really know so much about it, I think until a few years ago when I saw a family that came on it and they told me how they came on it. And when I started my YouTube channel, I already see other families that start coming on the charity worker visa. Do take advantage of it, and I hope you get a positive response as well from those employers. And we've actually come to the end of this video, and I hope you find this video helpful. And if you do find this video helpful, please do like and share with your friends and loved ones. Someone may benefit from it. And if you're yet to subscribe to join our beautiful family, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. Until I see you in my next video, guys, do take care and have a lovely day. Bye bye for now.